What's going on, everybody? Obscure References back for another trailer reaction. It's me, Pat, and also Austin.
What up?
What up, indeed? Star Wars Outlaws has dropped their story trailer today, and we gotta react to it. Star Wars.
Only the cool ones too, because John's not cool enough for this trailer.
Mm-hmm. He said yesterday when we said the trailer was dropping today, he's like, "No, Star Wars stinks." His words,
hmm
not ours.
I,
So
in fact, told him that he's crazy, but he didn't want to listen to me.
no, he doesn't
He
like
was
listening to
maniacal
anyone.
about it.
Yeah, he started laughing too. He got this crazed look in his eyes too. We're bearing the lead a little bit. Anyway, we got this trailer here. I've actually seen some bits from it, but not a lot. And we can talk about it afterwards. But you seen anything for it yet?
Other than the screenshot that I used for the thumbnail that you guys will see, but I hasn't put together entirely yet. That's all I've seen.
Okay. Okay. Well, with that being said, then I think we should jump right in, don't you?
Let's fucking do it.
Each of you represents
Casino
one of the most
Planet?
powerful criminal
Can't tell by-
organizations
Everyone's
in the
favorite?
galaxy. Pikes, Crimson Dawn,
Crimson Dawn.
Huts. It's a golden age for the underworld.
The Empire
They gave that guy a
controls
massive
every
forehead.
corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit.
You gotta.
It's an opportunity to
Really,
make
just
millions.
Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. We meet
Oh.
at last.
What was that scene?
What do you want?
Zarek
Reminiscent
Vesh.
of something.
They're new, rich, and lethal. You
What the
caused
fuck is that
this
helmet?
hero, and
Oh my
now
god.
He wants you gone. Rob his fortune and buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm in.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
What's your problem?
Come back when you're not.
Daba, right? Look, don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding the...
All of the
For about
reminiscing
as
here.
long as I can remember, it's just been me and
I
Nix.
love the Axolotl thing. It's my favorite.
Doing what we have to survive. This job is my one shot at freedom. But if we're gonna pull this off, we need the right crew. And the right ship. Yes. Hang on.
I hire you because you are one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
She's more connected than
wrecked.
you let on, Slero. Bess is mixed up in something bigger.
What's his name? Slero?
Solero.
The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Everyone is fighting for their piece of the galaxy. But all I want is to live free. So I'm gonna risk it all. Hold on, Nix!
Oh joy.
Oh, dude.
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
Power over spice.
He controls the spice. Controls the universe. I looked alright. I looked neat.
What's alright, because I don't know. Break down for me what kind of a game this is.
Open world, third person. I don't know. Much more than that.
Is it action adventure or is it gonna be an RPG?
No action adventure.
Damn.
You think Ubisoft? You think Massive is gonna make an RPG?
Well, here's the thing. A lot about that trailer I didn't like.
Oh, do tell.
I kind of thought that they spent far too much time just being like, look at the things that existed in the Star Wars that you like,
Mm-hmm.
and look at this lady who is Han Solo, but not Han
not.
Solo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, the downfall of recent Star Wars has partially been the fact that they can't get out of their own treaded path. And more of that is not something that's interesting to me, really.
Mm.
But the thing that did interest me was when she said, "Oh, we need to assemble a team," which made me think, how cool would it be
Mission Impossible.
for a Star Wars RPG, right? Like Mass Effect esque,
Mm,
but in the Star Wars world, where you build a team of Star Wars characters. That'd be incredible. That sounds like what I would really want out of a Star Wars game. Um,
that'd be kinda
so yeah, not like premise wise, it doesn't really do it for me.
cool. Mm-hmm.
The world looks cool. I mean, obviously, it looks pretty good, especially for a Ubisoft game. Will it run well? We'll find out.
We'll see.
Uh, but it also, if it's just like an action adventure, it doesn't feel like it's really delineating itself that much from the games with our man from Shameless.
Yeah. No, that's
I mean, we give out force powers for a grappling hook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty much, right? And I'm kind of not super far from where you are. There's nothing that super grabbed me about this other than, the little nostalgia grabs. It's like, oh, it's Java. Ooh, look. Carbonite. And one of the things I saw that
The
was
Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, Sarlacc
Sideways.
pit. But also one of the things that I saw before I watched the trailer was Kira from Solo, a Star Wars story. I'm like, oh, okay, I actually kind of like that. That's a little less nostalgia-y, but it fits into the underworld and the timeline of when this takes place about. So, I don't know. I like the seedy underside of Star Wars. I like dealing with the, the different criminal factions in the underworld. So that part gets me, because that's not something we see outside of Clone Wars, really. Or Solo, honestly. But other than that, it's like you're a smuggler in the Outer Rim. I think Outer Rim.
Who is cosplaying as Han Solo.
Yeah, exactly. You have a cute little Axolotl instead of a Wookiee. I don't know. And they keep saying Outer Rim, but that we saw Jabba's palace, so it's like, well, Tatooine is in the Outer Rim. I got excited about exploring new planets, but we're going back to Tatooine because we have to. So yeah, nothing really jumped out at me as far as story goes, but I mean, we'll see. It looks like a solid, and I would have said this before I watched this trailer. I think this game looks like a solid 8 out of 10 so far. Maybe give or take a couple points.
Mm-hmm. I really think that this game, I can't remember the fucking name. So the system that Shadow of Mordor pioneered, what was that called?
Nemesis.
The Nemesis system. This game screams for that. The way they set that up. We're too many years out that it's probably not going to be a thing.
No.
But when they were like, look at all of the different mafia groups around the table, it's like that screams Nemesis system to me.
That'd be awesome. Especially in a world that's as huge and expansive as Star Wars, you could just be on a different planet completely and be like, oh, it's Kylo Ren. I don't know. Remember me? That'd be cool. Yeah, I think.
But I just don't know that open world. Let me go look at a bunch of nostalgia areas. Is that cool?
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see.
I've done it.
Yeah, and you're right. You're completely correct on that. Honestly, we've done that. We've been down that road before. And I'll be curious to see, because their big advertising for this is it's like the first big open world Star Wars game, and I know Jedi Survivor is more technically open zone, not really an open world, but that felt pretty expansive and big to me. I don't know how much more of that I need, though granted, didn't have a speeder bike in that game, so we'll see how traversal looks and feels in this game. Hard to say. I don't know.
I mean, my real this is where Ubisoft being the one creating it makes me concerned, because they have a lot of open world games that are just drive to this area where there's a quest and then get stopped by a group of baddies on the way to your quest, and the world's not that interesting, the enemies aren't that interesting, and they've filled the thing with so many quests that are just go to this place, shoot these guys, grab this thing, that I don't care very quickly. And just because you put it in Star Wars doesn't mean that I want that. Now, if you're, obviously this isn't Naughty Dog, but if you fall on the Naughty Dog side of the third person action adventure, that's obviously more story driven, right? It's not an open world, but it matches a lot of the other stuff, a guy with a gun and, the seedy underbelly of the world. You may have something. I mean, that didn't really sell me on this character because they didn't give her a ton of individual personality that wasn't just I'm female Han Solo.
Most
But
lucky, yeah.
if and that kind of makes this worse given that it's called a story trailer, not just like a trailer. But like you didn't really sell me on the character
No.
of the main character of the story.
Yep. And I'd have to go back and watch the gameplay trailer we got last year. I don't remember what the combat looks like, truthfully. So, because if the story's not going to get me, the gameplay better be darn good. But considering it's Ubisoft and it's massive, not that they can't do it, there's just not a whole lot of precedent there for me, who doesn't really care for the Division or those kind of games.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. Is like you don't even get the co-op aspect of it, presumably from this.
No, yeah, probably not.
So it's just like, yeah, you have to play by yourself. You don't even get the shenanigans of whatever Far Cry or whatever open world, co-op. That's obviously first person, but action adventure style game.
And I'm all for like the usual like Ubisoft, like here's a checklist, go to this place and do that, and that place to do that. I like that kind of gameplay, but it's gotta feel good, like playing through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like there's a shit ton of stuff to do in that open world, and I just really like that combat. It's not always gonna be 10 out of 10, sure, but like I at least have fun with the basic gameplay, and I don't know if the story isn't enough, if the gameplay will be enough, and we'll have to wait and see on that.
Well, in that, I mean, just harkening back to the Shadow of Mordor, like I mentioned, I mean, another third-person action-adventure open-world game, right? Obviously, the story in and of itself, I think, is really good. So you've got that. But the way that the Nemesis system works means that all of the side questing and being like, taken off of your path is still interesting because, like, you actually care about getting the quest. I mean, the first game, I think I don't know if I got to 100%, but I got somewhere between 90 and 100% completion of that game.
No, yeah.
So
I got close too.
That's how how fun side quests can be in this type of a game if you do it right.
Yeah, and I think for those games specifically, it felt like you were creating your own narrative where you had your own rivalries with characters that other players weren't having. And I'm not sure what's there for me as far as that goes in this game. So
yeah, and I would just be more forgiving. I guess that's not the right. More optimistic if it wasn't Ubisoft.
Yeah, no, they need.
I mean, I can't think of a game that they've released recently that was that great. I know that Far Cry 6 was good. I don't think it was like heralded. Skull and Bones sucked. The Avatar came and went. They have all of the Ghost Recon games that haven't been big in a very long time. Prince of Persia, I've heard good things about. Obviously, they have Rainbow Six, but that's not even Siege, like not even in the same sphere. And we had even like X Defiant, which is like their next big game, as all of the stuff that's been coming about that has been really bad. Like it's been pseudo canned according to the reporting. So my only point being, they haven't released anything even remotely recently that would be like, yeah, I can look at that and confidence. That, I mean, even Assassin's Creed, they've had to like switch gears multiple times because they went too far one way and then went too far the other, and they've been trying to find that sweet spot again.
Yeah, I know people did like Mirage, but again, it's like what you said with Far Cry 6. It wasn't like the next big thing. Like it was just like a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10. Like,
yeah,
they haven't had a solid, like a real big hit. You mentioned the new Prince of Persia. That's been such a great hit for them, and that's more on the smaller side of things. I wouldn't even say, that's not massive. That's working on that. That's just a different outlier of Ubisoft.
The thing that really Star Wars and Ubisoft need this to be a big win, and it doesn't look like either of them are going to.
No, I don't know if Star Wars needs it. You put out that next Jedi Survivor game, and I think that'll sell like hotcakes. Those games are all great.
Okay, let me clarify. I mean Star Wars, the brand as a whole, given how poorly they've done on TV outside of Andor and with their movies. Like they're clearly in the wasteland in terms of where they want to go and what they want to do, and they need a win. I mean, they obviously, they're doing more movies and they've got plans, but those are far out. And they kind of canned a lot of the stuff that was going to come in the middle, like the movie that the director for the 2 Wonder Woman movies was going to do. Kind of is just like lost in space at this point.
Yeah.
So like their stuff that was going to bridge them to their next big set of movies didn't hit. Survivor dropped and had a horrible launch. Like it was not
bad.
that it wasn't a good game, but it had a bad launch.
It was a bad launch.
And yeah, they need a win, both of them, and I just don't know if this is it.
Yeah, Ubisoft for sure needs this to hit. They have this in their next Assassin's Creed game. That's 10 years too late, but it is what it is. But if this doesn't hit and that doesn't hit, I legitimately am concerned for Ubisoft just existing as a company, period. But we'll see how that goes. I think this drops in August, so kind of an odd release date. I don't know when they're planning on releasing Assassin's Creed. Hopefully they don't cannibalize themselves on that one. But
Presuming that would mean Christmas, or is they also planning that for summer?
I don't know. I legitimately have no idea when they plan on announcing when Assassin's Creed's coming out. But that's a big one too. That's their big Japan game. It's again 10 years too late, but it is what it is.
Oh, dude, we don't need to get deep into this, but
No.
a single player game that is gonna release with the 3-day early access pre-order is fucking bullshit.
Man, like it's dumb. I'm never gonna do it, and they're banking on you getting FOMO, and it works because obviously people keep doing it, but
it's fucking bullshit.
It's dumb. They did it with Lies of P last year in Mortal Kombat 1, and it's like I just left the internet. I just was not affected by it. It's dumb and I hate it, but if people don't buy it, then they'll stop doing it. And it's so easy to not buy it. Yeah, that's really all I got on this. It sounds like we're both pretty mid on this.
This game has a season pass. Oh my god. I'm just getting more pissed off the more I see about this.
Classic Ubisoft bullshit.
God damn it, dude.
Classic game dev bullshit. This is just where the industry is right now, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's like we're starting to backtrack a bit.
Why are they positioning this like it's a multiplayer game if it's not? I don't understand. What do you need a season pass for? Why do you need early access?
Nope, I got nothing. I can't think of a solid answer to that.
All right, get the fuck out of here. I can't handle this.
All right. Cool. This has been our reaction and discussion on the story trailer for Star Wars Outlaws. We're both a little on it, but we'll see when August 30th comes out if it's worth playing. So thank you for watching. Be sure to stay tuned to our channel by subscribing. Leave a comment. What did you think of the trailer? And leave a like on the video. Do all that good stuff. Follow us on our socials. We stream every Monday and Friday now, new date, and maybe some bonus streams here and there. So yeah, if you like what we did here, if you want to see more of that, we got plenty of stuff you can watch. We got plenty of streams coming up. So stay tuned, stay frosty, and we'll talk to you later.